Welcome to the deep dive. Look, you're here because you want the important stuff. Fast.
Yeah, cutting through the noise.
Exactly. And today, we're looking at something potentially big in education. It's called EON Reality's Spatial AI for Income Academies.
hmm
All our info comes from EON Reality themselves, and our job today is to pull out what's really key, what's exciting about this whole thing.
And it's not just, another app or piece of software.
No, it seems much bigger. They're talking about changing how learning happens and how schools, institutions can actually grow.
Right. It's this blend, spatial computing, so think immersive 3D learning spaces
Okay.
combined with AI, and crucially, a model designed so institutions can generate revenue too. It's quite an integrated package.
So our mission here is to unpack that.
Well,
What does it mean? Why should you care, whether you're in education or just watching trends?
let's do it.
Okay, first up, the context. They talk about a historic inflection point in education. What's the deal there? What's the urgency?
Well, the core idea they're putting forward is that the uh, the traditional way we do education, which is pretty old.
Like 19th century old, they say.
Exactly. It's just not lining up with what the workforce needs now in the 21st century.
Hmm.
With AI coming on strong,
Yeah.
automation, the skills needed are shifting.
So the worry is we're not preparing people properly.
That seems to be the concern, yeah. And for schools, universities, it's a huge challenge. Adapt or, well,
Get left behind.
that's the implication.
And their answer is this: Spatial AI for Income Academies. You said it's not just an update.
Definitely not. They call it a complete reinvention. So think less about slightly better online classes and more about a whole new system.
Okay, a reinvention. What's actually in this package then?
It's pretty comprehensive. First, there's the tech platform itself, the EON Reality ecosystem. They stress it works across devices, no need for everyone to have fancy VR headsets.
That's practical.
Very. Then, curriculum transformation. So helping schools build these immersive experiences into their courses, even create custom stuff. Faculty development is key too, training the teachers to actually use this effectively.
Makes sense. Can't just drop new tech on them.
Right. And they offer support for implementation, getting it all set up. Plus, access to their global distribution network.
Ah, the marketplace idea.
Yeah, a potential audience of millions, they say. And tied to that is the revenue generation bit schools get a share of the income from the content they create and distribute.
That revenue share part. That feels really different for education. Creating content, selling it globally.
It is a different model, yeah. It positions the institution not just as a place of learning, but potentially a content creator for a global market.
Interesting. Now, this methodology they mention, learn, train, perform. What's the thinking there?
So this is presented as their foundational teaching approach, backed by research, they claim.
Okay.
The learn phase is about getting the knowledge down, but using that spatial multisensory approach. Like, instead of just reading about an engine, you interact with a 3D model of it. Makes abstract stuff concrete.
Got it. So hands-on virtually.
Kind of, yeah. Then train. This is where you practice skills in simulations, risk-free. Think a medical student practicing a procedure virtually before touching a patient. You get immediate feedback.
Right, safe practice.
Exactly. And finally, perform. This is about proving you can actually do it, applying the skills in realistic projects, showing competence, which links directly to jobs, to income.
Learn, train, perform. And they claim some pretty big results with this.
They do. They report learning speeds going up, like 3 to 4 times faster than traditional ways.
Wow, 3-4x.
That's the figure they cite from their research,
Yeah.
yes. And better retention of the information, plus much higher student engagement. If that holds up broadly, it's significant.
Absolutely. So how does this compare to, say, the typical online courses lots of people take now?
Yeah, they draw a clear line.
Mhm.
Traditional online learning, that's an incremental step, still mostly 2D screens, maybe videos, standardized stuff.
Yeah.
Spatial AI, they argue, is transformative. It's immersive 3D, adaptive, personalized learning paths. And assessment isn't just multiple choice tests. It's evaluating real skills shown in those performed tasks.
And that shift from just consuming content to potentially creating it.
That's a huge part of the institutional benefit they highlight, moving from maybe being seen as a cost center to potentially becoming a revenue generator through this global content distribution.
Right. So for the institutions, the schools, what are the big selling points beyond the money?
Well, educationally, it's about equipping students with future-ready skills, AI literacy, complex problem-solving, creativity. Collaboration gets a boost too, potentially, in shared virtual spaces.
Okay.
Institutionally, it's about standing out, Being a tech leader, maybe attracting more or different students, reaching a global audience with their unique expertise, it's brand differentiation.
And the financial side we touched on, premium programs, revenue from content, maybe even operational savings, less need for some physical equipment perhaps.
Potentially, yeah. New streams like corporate training, using these immersive tools. It bundles educational excellence, market leadership, and financial benefits together. That's the pitch.
Do they have examples of this working in the real world?
They share a couple. The University of Business and Technology in the EU, they implemented it across many programs, lots of students,
Mm.
reported much faster mastery of subjects, happier students.
Faster mastery, higher satisfaction.
Okay. And then a huge one, Los Angeles Community College District, 9 campuses, hundreds of thousands of students. They had nearly 100 faculty creating hundreds of lessons.
Oh.
And apparently, a very high percentage of those faculty reported seeing significant improvements in student learning. So examples from both Europe and a large U.S. system.
That adds some weight. They also seem to be saying, now is the time. Why the push for acting quickly?
They see a convergence of factors. Digital transformation is already happening. People are more used to tech. AI is becoming mainstream. Competition among schools is fierce.
Hmm.
Students and employers are demanding better, more relevant learning. And even regulations are shifting to support digital innovation more.
So it's like a window of opportunity.
That's how they frame it. Get in early, build expertise, create content, differentiate yourself before everyone else jumps in. Delaying has risks.
Okay, so wrapping up our deep dive here, EON Reality's Spatial AI for Income Academies. It really looks like a comprehensive shot at rethinking education. Better learning, new money for schools.
That's the core idea, yes. Addressing current challenges with future tech while trying to build in sustainability for the institutions. It's ambitious.
So for you, our listener, here's the thought to chew on. If this kind of immersive AI-driven learning really takes off, what does that actually mean? For schools, sure, but also for how you might learn new skills throughout your life.
Yeah. What parts of learning today feel most ready for this kind of, well, positive disruption? Where could this make the biggest difference?
Definitely something to think about. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. Hope it gave you some valuable insights into what might be coming next in education.
Thanks for listening.